Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
L'Amérique n'a pas loupé nous. Quand il y a Sylvie, il a quoi qui est loupé presse. L'Amérique n'a pas loupé. T'as mon bien de moi avec moi au Ndé. En ce moment, on va battre au moins néo. On t'a dit, t'as mon mouillé. Ça va bien faire moins d'histoire. abela loke yo kagbo so ajulo hey awaye ati oro a wa o abela loke yo níbi tó jọba yìí níbi tó yọba máa ti sì mọ̀ pé yo mọ́lájà jíjí wọ́n pe ìṣàmẹ́ fọ́ sí o sí ti kọ́lẹ́ l'animateur choco noska ya saint de toyebi l'homme a tout fait pour Mivito aniche les deux.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people. Problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Good evening, folks. Samson to Libra Pub Radio. I want to thank all of you again for tuning in this Monday afternoon. Thank you very much. Thank you. We respect you, and we thank you very much for joining us again. Victor, thank you very much for joining. We appreciate it. We have some very interesting conversation this afternoon, and I will say thank all of you for tuning into Libra Pub Radio. Wonderful to have you. Safety, Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening. We want to thank you for your involvement in our lives. We want to thank you for supporting us. We want to thank you for blessing us. We want to thank you for giving us long life. We want to thank you for your protection. Yes, my Lord, without you, we're nothing. Because of you, we are here, and we want to thank you for that. My Lord, thank you for the opportunity that you give us every day. Thank you. We want to thank you for the blessing of our families. We want to thank you for the blessing of all. My Lord, we ask that the Republic of Liberia be blessed and the people of the Republic of Liberia be blessed. My Lord, whatever it is that is happening in our country, we put that in your hands. We are not afraid. We know you will take care of us. You have done it before. So we're not concerned. We're not afraid. We put it in your hand. Because of your hands, we're saved. Whenever we put anything on ourselves in your hand, we know we're saved. Our faith in you can never be wavered. Thank you. Thank you for everything. My Lord, we ask that you bless the President of the Republic of Liberia, giving long lives, whatever he touches in the interest of the Liberian people. Bless his hands. Open doors for him to enter in the interest of the Liberian people. My Lord, we ask that you bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, folks, this is what we have again tonight. We say thank you. Thank you very much. Let me bring in Jerry very quickly. Thank you for joining us, Jerry. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you
So
for
my
having
own
me.
topic here tonight is this. I think what is happening in the country, it is not conducive to the safety of all. These things don't start in vacuum. Yeah, those of us that have been around, we know how these things start. They don't just start and then weaver their way backward. They start and they start going. It start and it start going. After the 1985 election, those were accused of stealing the election. People started getting involved. The rule of law was not being respected. Everything. Court came out, make decision. Rule was not respected. Decision from the court was not respected. People decided to take law into their own hand, and they decided to bluff the court of the democracy. It's an idea. It's an idea. It has no color. It has no smell. It has no taste. It's an idea that sits within us as men and women. We have to believe in it. But one of the pillar, the strong pillar of that is the rule of law. Because the rule of law allows us to organize ourselves as human beings first. It allowed us to police ourselves as society second. And that rule, if it's disobeyed, we got nothing to go. We cannot and we must not violate those rules. A president, a representatives, you are only elected for a specific time. After that, you will have to go back to the people, asking to renew your license to practice politics in the Republic of Liberia. And if the people feel that you're no longer qualified to practice politics in Liberia, they will reject your request. Then what? Look at CDC, look at former officials of CDC lingering all over the place, got nothing, because many of them got nothing to count on. Any politician, most politicians, they got nothing to fall back on. And that's why when they get in this position, especially in Africa, especially in Liberia, they get in the position, they do everything possible to enrich themselves because there's nothing there. No retirement fund that they can count on, nothing. And Liberians, being gullible as they are, in my opinion, many of them, they allow people to be trucked. They allow themselves to be trucked to these different various jurisdictions they don't live in, and they vote these people into offices. And our people said nothing. That is not my concern. You are elected by the Liberian people. Whether you truck them to East Africa, whatever, they are Liberians. Once they're registered and registration accepted as Liberian and they are allowed to vote, I'm okay with it. But those who were trucked, allowed themselves to be trucked, you're no longer, your citizenship no longer have value. You might not understand it, but because you have lied, about where you live, you no longer have the trust of the Liberian people. What happened today in Liberia, it is unacceptable. The Constitution is clear. It's clear. The separation of power. The executive have the right to protect lives and property. But that demarcation has a point, as far as I'm concerned. If the three branches, the lawmaker, the judiciary, and the executive run the day-to-day affair of their country, I believe. I could be wrong. The lawmaker makes the law. The judiciary interprets the law. The executive has the power of the purse. Well, the lawmaker has the power of the purse, but the executive distributes the money, whatever they pass the budget. And that right, that separation of power must be respected. And whoever gave that order for the police to go to the to the legislature branch ground today, broke the rules. And it's going to evaporate for a very long time. Unity Party, you have not learned anything from CDC. I'm saying these things with a smile on my face because you will also suffer the consequence of that. You will suffer the consequence of that. Whether the people are wrong or whoever is right, you must be invited. You, as an executive, you must be invited in order for you to go in there. And eventually, if these people are come to look at Nigerian parliament, they fight and throw chairs. When was the last time you saw the police blocking each other from entering a specific room in a building? Look at European Parliament. They fight. The executive have always tried to stay out of it. Liberia is no exception. But for the executive, those who are serving under the executive, to allow that to happen, my opinion, they have violated the rules of separation of power. Because it's the same separation of power. Many of you, Unity Party saying, many of you have been arguing when we asked for the president to be involved from the initial stage, separation of power. But because you have shown yourself, when the people came out the very first day when the incident took place, a month or so ago, Mo Ali was accused by the minority bloc. Mr. Tyler was accused by the minority bloc and people who provided money. And we all said, no, that's not possible. There's no way the executive is going to be involved. But what you have done is to make us, those of all who supports your idea, on this particular one who were denying on your behalf, to now eat the crow. It's unacceptable. Me eating crow here on TV is no big deal. But here's the same thing I told Sedition Day then, and I'm saying that again. Many of you, Unity Party, your situation is going to be worse because this is your second time testing power. You were there for 12 years. And Liberian, look at your inept behavior then. And because of the president, they believe in the president. They said, well, the president coming in, the Unity Party we don't trust. But when the president is in the leadership of the Unity Party, we believe that the Unity Party will do something good. But you're proving them wrong. First thing you did was to decide to put the president in a bubble. And when you start taking the president to go dedicate, as Walter Carter said, in the chicken wire house, then you put the man in a bubble. But here's the thing. It's only 5 more years. Liberia will survive the 5 years. Many Liberians will survive the 5 years. Many of us, in God's willing, we will survive the 5 years. But do you expect me, with this kinds of behavior, President Baka or no President Baka, do you expect me, if these kinds of trends continue in 5 years, do I need to sit here on this platform and stretch my vein for you to maintain power? I doubt it. And I'm not alone. I'm not alone. There are many Liberians right now that are wondering as to whether the president is truly in control. We preach that the president, he knows the law and will believe because of experience. Clarence Davis, the police were there to protect life and property. They must be invited. You haven't told me yet whether they were invited or not. I don't know that. So keep it. Say your own, Mr. David. The point here again tonight, before I go on to Jerry, 6 years will finish. President Baka most likely will not seek re-election. But what will be the legacy? Because whenever that will come in, they will defeat Unity Party. And they will dismantle any kinds of thing that President Baka put in place. Look at President Jawia, how do you call it? Play toys, football field, all what you call it. And people, they're talking about maintenance now. They can't afford it because people don't believe in it. If this government believes in that, they will pour money in it to maintain it. So it doesn't take much to dismantle President Baka's legacy. It doesn't take much. He has done his job. He's served in the government for 40 some more years, and he got to be vice president and then be president. We don't have no kingship. We don't no king like Brother said, man want to be king. He got what he wanted. What else are you gonna say about him? He has gotten to the echelon, to the apex of the Liberian society. Where do you think he's gonna go? It is those of you that are around him that have tasted power. Those of you that are around him that know the importance of power will be disgraced. If you continue like this, you will be disgraced. And the sad thing is that your disgrace will be worse than CDC. Because Liberian will insult you and remove you. Why would they? I'm saying this here. Why would they insult you and remove you? Because they will say, what we put our trust and our aspiration in you. Look how you turned out. You are a disgrace to this country, and therefore we want you out. And many of you parties in how do you call it, Unity Party, you're gonna run back here to the United States to come join on and do poo cleaning job like we're all doing here. Majority black coca has no standing. Y'all don't do those things to us. They must only be invited by the speaker or the president pro tem. Majority coca has no standing. Y'all wanna fool us here? Y'all will see it. Y'all do that thing, y'all will see it. I don't even have to campaign against you. I don't. So let me go ahead. We got a lot to talk about tonight, but as you can see already, I'm on a different path here tonight because I really do not appreciate. I'm a liberal, and if I see the law is being violated from my perspective, I will say so. And I challenge people, and I will accept for people to disagree with me. Let me bring in Jerry. Jerry, thank you for joining me this evening. That is my Tabata. What say you, sir? We can't hear you, Jerry.
Oh, well, thank you for
Jerry, your Unity Party phone not working.
Thank you.
Your Unity Party phone not working. No, on a serious note, Jerry, can you go in?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Get out and come back?
Can you hear me?
Okay, much better. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sure.
No, go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead,
okay,
Jerry.
that's
Go
fine.
ahead.
Thank you for having me. All right, thank you for having me. Thank to be back. The weekend was good. The only thing was one of our former director at the Liberian National Police Academy. She was our dietitian. She passed, and we went to the funeral. So
I'm a sympathy
it
now.
was sad. It was sad. Yeah, it was sad to see her. She was one of those that helped some of us to be where we are, and she was good. We have a nickname for her, call her, give me 10, because if you pop out, you didn't give her, the attention, she would tell you, say, give me 10. That means give her 10 push-ups. So by the time her nickname on Campbell will give me 10. But she meant well for us. Some of we are successful in our own life today. So I just want to pay that tribute to her. And I was fortunate to pay that tribute to her on Saturday. Sunday was good. But yeah, excuse me. There are things that are going on in our country, and we have to maintain law and order. And some of us, we have been preaching it, and we will never relent. We will still preach it. Maybe one day somebody will hear us and say, yes, the person said it, and it's about time. Let's talk about the Liberian National Police going into the Capitol building or around the Capitol building. It is about time that we restructure our law enforcement policy. And I have recommended on this platform so many times. It's our national security. But however, it is not the responsibility of the Liberian National Police. It is time for us to get a Capitol Police. The Capitol Police, it will be their responsibility. If they need reinforcement, they will ask for the Liberian National Police. It is off limits. That's the capital of the Republic of Liberia, period. The Capitol Police will be responsible. They will be trained how to intervene, like Lulato, for the Liberian National Police to put a foot into that place. No. Okay, in Japan, people fight. People do this thing. Even in the great United States, you have seen it face to face. You don't see the Maryland police going there or the DC police going into the Capitol building. It's the responsibility of the Capitol Police. And somehow we are recommending it.
Hello?
The max is.
Go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello? Hey, no, Redgo can come in tomorrow. Bye.
Oh.
Jerry. Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
I need glasses. Oh, I'm looking at your picture and I'm muting you. And I thought I was muting myself, and I'm talking to my son that I'm already coming tomorrow. Oh my goodness. I'm glad it wasn't one of those hot mic stuff.
So for the Liberian National Police, yeah,
hold on,
there to
Jerry.
protect.
Hold on 1 minute, Jerry. Those of you that are following my Esther and everybody else, that means you're depending on to talk for your Liberian people, you got problems. I can't even see. Go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead, Jerry, please.
So the Liberian National Police, they have the obligation to protect life and property. They are sworn to do it. But the executive is fall under the executive branch, and the legislature is an independent body. The Senate, they are independent body from the law enforcement perspective. But this is it's a dark day for us today in Liberia. Let's go 1985, the LU student, when they left those at the University of Liberia, August, I believe August 12. Somebody can, I'm here to be corrected. When Samuel Doe said to the then Minister of Defense, either move or be removed. If you can recall that. So this thing is bring bad days, bad memories. I thought, but now we are past in the 21st century. We are 24 years into the 21st century. I thought, but now we wasted money to train our police officer. The United Nations went there, U-mail, what-mail, com-mail, what-C-mail, whatever. They train our police officer. Where is the discipline? So this, I think we have to take into consideration.
Jerry, excuse me. Can you carry on the conversation here until I get back? I gotta take maybe one or 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Our police, we have a responsibility to protect life and property. Why? Why are we doing this to ourselves? There's some time we need intervention. But at the same time, there are three principles in law enforcement. The patience of Job, the wisdom of Solomon. The last result is the strength of Samson. That's the last result. But the patience of Job is the first mentor you apply in law enforcement. Now you got to be patient. There's some time we got to respond urgently, or depending on the magnitude of the case. So these are the second thing I want to talk about. I think I already talked about it. August 12, 1985. What happened at the university campus? And this then exacerbate issues. People begin to stay on the edge of the needle because what was going on in the country then. And I pray that we'll find reason to respect one another in our country. The other thing I want to talk about is on this administration. We need proper representation of public relations officer. We need public relation management. Who speak for this government and who would be responsible to stimulate the information to the Liberian people. It's one of the things we need to work on this administration, the unity body government, or the the outside agenda. Until we can get rid of this thing, this all will be chaotic. Because somebody will get up and make statement of the government. One of the ministers will go on one of the radio stations, they will talk. That's fine. If it's based in your administration or in your ministry, that's fine. You have to articulate to the public this is what's going on. But one of the problems this government is facing right now is the public relation of it. We have to get it under control. It have to be. Then I will come to the other aspect of it. I'm just throwing it out in the Dutch Empire. One of the things we have in our country is the organized crime. It's not been dealt with. The rule of this is the money. The white collar crime is taking what people talk about corruption in our country. It might be. But what happened in our country is the organized crime, and there's no prosecutor. There's no deterrent. People do things, no penalty. They go about do what they want to do, and they go to court. There's no result. But bear in mind, in order for any nation to survive, the rule of law must prevail, and we must respect that rule of law. That's the only thing we have in this country. You and myself, we're in the United States, we're enjoying ourselves. You go to bed, some of our doors you see here, you can't have that kind of door in Liberia. I know when the last time you were in Liberia, but you build a 10-feet fence. You got a gate. To your main door, the 2 entrances or 3 entrances you might have in the front door, the back door, the side door, probably. You got to put iron gate there. Then the iron gate, then you got to put another bar in there. Then you got window bars. Then to your personal door. Where are we going? We've been institutionalized ourselves because of crime. So we have to respect the rule of law in our country. And Liberia was a peace-loving country. Maybe post-war, I don't know. Maybe some of y'all can come on the line tonight. Let's discuss the issues. What are some of your ideas? Make you comment so we can discuss some of your ideas. I don't know it all. Maybe there's something that's saying is relevant. Let's talk it. You are our people who listen to us. We got to take cue from you people. The government right now, it is about time the government step up. Let me make the point here. I think Mr. Toll make a point on the issue. Talk about the past of future government when they leave office, or when they leave offices, they go broke because they didn't make adequate plan for themselves. That's their personal life. But more people begin to steal money because there's no retirement benefit. And there's no legislature. I mean, they might have a legislature, but it is not, how you call it, being executed or being enforced. So the man who leaving office for 6 months, say, or 6 years, I'm sorry, 6 years, all you have to say and say, look, I gotta get my power because when I get up from here, where are we going? What is the future of the nation? You are elected by the people. And you're supposed to be the representative to talk to the people, to visit the people, to see what their need is. So we have to do something better for our country. If we don't do it, nobody's going to do it. We can go out of the country, look for all the money. But guy can go to country America, they give him 20 million, 50 million, $200 million, $1 billion. This is zero. In fact, it'd be shameless because the money get there, they go in 3 people's pocket, and most of the majority suffer. Look at how old Liberia is. Up to this time, there's no road connection. Wow, 47 or 147 square miles. Come on. So, folks, we as Liberia, in fact, let me say there. It is time to put pressure on our government. The voter need to, you don't have to go in the street and demonstrate or call your representative office that what's going on, you don't like it. Call your senator. That is your responsibility. If they have phone, call their phone. Harass them. You don't have to go throw things at them. No. Call their phone. Send a letter. Let them receive the boxes. Letter mail. Go there in the box. Let us go deliver to their office. Let us see how you feel. But if we keep hammering the representatives and senators, that's what happened. Because we gave them the opportunity to serve us. Look what's going on. Now, the house is divided, majority, minority. It's obvious. Maybe we got the conservative and we got the liberal wing. But we all that. If that was the case, that's great. But let's work together. Look at the budget right now. Look at what happened today. The budget. Letter was sent to the bureau or institution for them to come and testify. When they got there, the chief clerk record, said and
Can you
said,
hear
all
me?
right. Yes, sir. I can hear you loud and clear.
Jerry, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Hold on. So why am I not?
Why am I not
audible anymore? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
No, you cannot hear me.
I can hear you. Yeah, sure, we can hear you.
I don't know why my mic is not. I'm not hearing myself.
So,
but Jerry, if you can hear me, continue with it.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead, come back. Come on, go and come back. I can hear you. You all right? You're muted. You're muted. All right. Until he can come back. For now, we can't hear him. So, these are the issues Liberian people need to start sitting down and say, let's look at the characteristics of the individuals that we elected into to be representative and senator for our people. Let's look at the history. What are some of the past history?
Not now.
Okay, now good. Now you're back. You're edible.
Yes,
you're audible.
Yeah, please.
You're audible. We can hear you.
Speaking. Okay. All right. Well, but go ahead. Continue with the process, Jerry. Yeah, continue with the process.
Oh, okay. So these are some of the fundamental principles we have to look at.
All right. No, I was saying that continue with the process because I think I'm not hearing myself here. I don't know why I'm not hearing.
But go ahead. We can hear you. Go ahead. We can hear you.
I think I know why. Okay. So go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead.
The Supreme Court has spoken. Like I said on Thursday or Friday, wherever the Supreme Court goes, let's respect the rule of law in our country. And the people who's supposed to show the example is the Senate, the representative. We will have our differences, but let's respect the rule of law in our country. It doesn't mean because today, if you lost, you still got 6 years or 9 years. Try to do something positive in the community. And say, you know what? We have our differences, but the Supreme Court has spoken. So for that reason, we found common ground to do it in the interest of our country. Other countries have done that. So why about a small country of Liberia? Less than 10 million people, or less than 6 million people. That's not even some of the capital city, some of the city in the United States. How far? Distribution of wealth. Less than 6 million people still living on poverty. It is about time that we have our act together, but in the interest of the government. And it's about time leadership should come in. I have some reservation. But let the leadership let the role. Honorable Speaker, you are the speaker. If the people don't want to talk to you, call them. Hey, you're not enemies. Call them. Even though they may be a majority group, reach out, cross the aisle. Somebody have to show maturity. Speak, Mr. Speaker. Reach out. Pay your case against the people. And say, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I have gone to the majority block and I say, yes, my case, let us go there. I know you are going there, go on TV, but go in the chamber. They're not going to kill you. They're not going to stop you. Go there, walk there. Walk in the chamber. If I was in your case, if I were the advisor, I was a security advisor, I will tell you, Mr. Speaker, you are going there in that chamber tonight, or today we'll walk into that chamber. Show some maturity. Go in the joint chamber. That's a joint chamber. That's what the president would be.
Let me bring in Terry here a minute. Go ahead, continue on, Jerry.
That's what the president will be speaking. And in that joint chamber, they were the two Snoop from there, the two Speaker Tyler from there. So walk across the aisle. That's what they talk. Walk across the aisle. Go across the aisle. Don't put demarcation. You are the sitting speaker. For Christ's sake.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry. Let me welcome Terry. Terry, thank you for joining us here. Jerry, I agree with everything you stated. The issue for me is if Flanty Kofa, Speaker Kofa would do that at this stage, it won't bode well for his own reputation as a lawyer. And in fact, if he does that, most likely, if he tried to practice in front of the Supreme Court, most likely they're going to reject his law license with the Supreme Court to practice, because the Supreme Court has ruled. And if you try to circumvent the ruling as a lawyer, it doesn't bode well, in my opinion. And I think what Flanty Kofa most likely need to do is to stand the ground and say the Supreme Court has ruled. Because the point here is this: if you don't do that, Flanty Kofa can leave tomorrow.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question though. If the speaker go across the aisle, he has not violated anything. They didn't tell you say.
But when is he going across the aisle to say, "What? You'll come back"? Those people said they're not coming.
Yeah, but that's what you do. That's why when you are a leader, you twist hands. You show maturity.
I understand that.
Let me ask you this: if somebody say they don't want to speak to you as the leader of the place, I will come and shake your hand and say, "Listen, let me say this. I met somebody, in fact, that would not call it name. I went to the one of our friends was 60 years on Saturday. So I went there. He's from the CDC government, and he himself, we all formed the CDC. We went from place to place. All over the United States in the 2004, 2005. And I met him Sunday. You know what he told me? How can you're not in Liberia? I told about now I will call you. So I told him, you know what I said to him? I said, listen, sir, I voted you out because we don't want the corrupt government in the country. That's why I voted you out, not because of Jerry back on one position. And I was done with him. And he was shocked. So you reach out to the people. When you're a leader, you reach out. That's what you do.
Well, you want me to call the person in for you?
No, that's all right. You don't have to call any. You don't have to call any.
Okay. All right. Let me work on Terry. But let me finish it before Terry can come in. The point that I was making, Jerry, I think if the speaker were to go to these people to say now, I think the time to do that was the time he came from Italy. But when he came from Italy, I think the mistake was the folks that were protecting, say for protecting his interest, so to speak, had him pretty much rather, instead of them to say, let's go and talk to them, we stop them, but let's go find out what the reason is. They decided to say, that's their side. Let's keep our side. And that's where that whole side business came about. And I thought that was the wrong thing. I thought he would have, and I think, I don't want to call it knee, because he here watching, he listening, in your red jacket, you borrow man tonight. But those are some of the suggestions he was saying, you know, and that as he said, and then I'll call it because this is a serious business. Terry said, as a leader, you must be willing to talk. And Flanty Kofa is not talking, and I was on the other side. I said, I don't want him to talk because I felt embarrassed what he did. And Terry argument, well, it has nothing to do with embarrassment. If he's a leader, he needs to talk. Of course, we'll pass that stage now. So I'm saying to you, Jerry, at this stage, let him stick with this Supreme Court ruling, and these people don't have the law on their side, no matter what. Because the President Baka, listen, if President Baka decided when he started now doing business with these people, that will be reflected in the United States State Department Human Rights Report. This particular incident will be reflected in that report, and it will not look bad. It will not look good on President Baka at all. So I think at this time, if he stays out of it, I see no reason why. The last thing I want to say before I bring Terry in, the Supreme Court is not done yet. After they finish doing their face fire and everything, when all that is done, said and done, and what's his name, Kuhn, take the chair, seriously take the chair, okay? People like Marvin Cole and the rest of the people that were dismissed, they will go to court because their dismissal is not legal either. And then the court will look into that. Now the court themselves, I believe, they are looking for a way out right now. They are hoping that this case will come back to them for them to provide some serious clarity. Because they thought these guys were going to be men enough to see what the Supreme Court was trying to do, to say we're not going to get into the crux of your matter. But as far as constitutionality is concerned, we have legal right to do what we're doing. Go back and decide for yourself what it is that you want to do. The court thought they were going to be men and women, big boys, to do the job of the people. But they didn't. They have not done that. So right now, I believe the court is hoping that somebody will run back to them so that they will provide serious clarity that is needed on this. And I think the court will be ready to do that. Terry, let's hear from you.
Mr. Bagon and Debrot, how you doing, man?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just sad that our country is in a deplorable state. But again, you don't blame the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court have ruled, and somebody was saying, you're not a lawyer. Why are you interpreting? Why are you talking about this, that? You don't have to be a lawyer when somebody have interpreted something. Before it go for interpretation, then you need a lawyer. But now it have been ruled upon that the Supreme Court have given the information out there. And you see, I was looking at something, and in the ruling it says, wherefore, and in the view of the foregoing, any sitting or actions. That means they're talking about two different things. When you use the word or, you're talking about two separate things. If they have used the word and, then it means they're talking about a single group. If they have said any sitting and action, that means they're talking to a specific group. But when they use the word or, it's referring to two separate groups. And what amazed me is that, people who claim to know, to be lawyers, are arguing on this kind of thing. So my best option is, because if they say any sitting or action, that means they either be the Supreme Court were either referring to both groups, both the majority group and the minority group, that the minority action to compel was ultra-virus. The majority action to sit were ultra-virus. So the statement here is referring to the both parties. This is why in the final thing, the woman said, y'all go back and handle your issue because it is within your purview to handle it. That is why they're fighting now. The Supreme Court said, we can't do for you what you're supposed to do for yourself. So my thing is that what you're saying, Labor, that's the best recommendation ever. go back to the Supreme Court, let them clarify what they just said to you in the ruling. If you can't understand it, send your lawyer, then fighting all over the place, doing all kind of things. But my thing is today, what already happened was very, very surprising with the, the police and all of that. But again, the police might have been tipped off to come to the place because there would have been a bloodbath today if the police was not over there. And we have seen the police have never intervened into the legislature activities. The police have never intervened. The police have always been, in neutral position. But look at what happened. The people who claim that they are the one holding up the law. Look what they did. The first time they locked the door, when the people went to give the petition, when the Honorable or Kofa were not in the country, then you say the people did not give the petition, they might give Honorable Kofa due process. The people went to give the petition, you lock the door. The people move in the joint chamber, you follow them there, you vandalize the property of the Republic, root of the chairs, you even spray tear gas in the place where the people were. So obviously, there were signs that led up to the police going there. Now the government, you must understand, the executive had people going there today. And those people would have been something could happen to them. Because like I saw Melvin go to the gate, trying to lock the gate to prevent anybody from entering into the place, any security force, security personnel from entering into the place. So that made it had a hidden agenda. And Thomas Fala and what his name, Rachel Kuhn, could have called for this for the how you call it, for the police to come. They could have called for the police to come to protect both the government people and they have the right to do that.
Terry, let me give you one thing. I do agree with you. However, the only person that have the authority, and if that person send an invitation to executive to intervene, I will accept. That will be Thomas Fowler because he's a deputy speaker. But not Kuhn. Kuhn is nothing. Kuhn was just a floor member. It's a representative.
Yeah,
so
but
if his name appear on the request as a speaker, then the executive is wrong. Then the executive wrong.
Let's agree that Kuhn, because for the level it have reached now, you can say Kuhn is just a representative. We can say it from our opinion, but by law, right now, we can say we can. I don't know if we can say that by law.
What law are you making reference to?
Oh, the man is claiming to be speaker.
No,
like I said,
claiming is not law. When you say claiming, that's not law.
But the court did not deny. That's why we're saying we need clarity, because the court did not deny his speakership.
No. But the court said, right? Article 33.
Yes.
The court said, Article 49.
Why is
no, article recognize Kuhn as speaker.
No, that's not what the court said.
What the court make reference? What the court make reference to those?
The court said
when it made reference to those.
Two articles. The court said any sitting or action that does not go in conformity with the intent of
the action. Okay, so if the court said that, that's what I'm saying now. So if the court saying that any action or setting that is not, so the election of Rachel Kuhn is that conformity to you?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. For me, I don't believe in Rachel Kuhn election.
Okay,
if you
so
ask my opinion,
that's what I said. We shouldn't even. That's what I said. If his name is on that request to the police, for the sake
of the discussion, let's agree that Rachel Kuhn is an ordinary representative.
So the only thing then that will give you legs, as far as I'm concerned, it will give you legs on this as being police being authorized to come on a campus will be the request from Thomas Fowler, because Thomas Fowler's position remains the same.
Right. So Thomas Fowler is the deputy speaker, so he might have called for the police.
Okay, I'll give you that.
To come and protect his guests. And why the police came, Yeke Koloba then tried to force their way in there to go disturb the play, and the police resisted. So I don't see why people blaming the police. They say, oh, the police were not so to come. Police is responsible to save life and properties. That is their job. And the police had the batons and they had the what they call the protection. They didn't use tear gas. They were using means to protect the area.
Let me do this. I love you too, Terry, but let me do this here. Okay, Terry, go ahead, make a point.
So yeah, so the police is there, but the thing here is that it is the responsibility of the government, of the executive, to protect life and property. Like right now, the executive have not interfered because Fonati Kofa still maintain his office. Fonati Kofa still maintain his parking space, his cars. He still maintain his details. And today they ask Colette. Somebody asked, they generally ask Colette, generally say, but why Richard Kun can't go to the speaker office?
to go stay in the speaker office.
So Colette said, but the speaker can sit down in your office and mean anything. Once he don't have the authority, it doesn't matter. So you see, the dramatic, I'm just enjoying the drama going on. But
no, but I think to be honest with you, I truly believe in my heart that the Supreme Court is praying because they knew they've been laughed. They are the laughing stock of the West African law business right now, and so they're praying hard for somebody to bring the case back to them, for them to provide some serious clarity. Look, Terry, let me just say this here to you.
I think Mr. Bacon is there.
Oh, Mr. Bacon, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So
when the boss let it call, you gotta drop everything and go.
I know.
What? Yeah.
So the issue here for me is this, to be honest with you, Terry. For these people to do this thing to our country, we just have Ghana election. And Ghanaians are dancing all over. They're picking after us. Any of these West African countries, when they go to civil war and come back, look at Sierra Leone. Look how many times has Sierra Leone changed presidents since the civil war? But look at Liberia. And for us to find ourselves, once again, to have the young people try to derail the progress of our country. Liberians have invested huge, bigly. Centrum is in power again. Let me use it. What you like me to? Bigly. Liberian diaspora has invested bigly in Liberia. People build houses. Houses all over the place. Me, I built my own kitchen in total.
Wow.
But I don't want anybody to touch that kitchen. Look, Terry, this thing is very serious. They have to stop this. Then tomorrow, when everything's said and done, when everything's calmed down, then they say the president not bringing investment. How the president will bring your investment when you're doing that kind of thing? I keep saying to these people, and I will be careful here not to use Mr. So words, language he used here, shamefully used here on LPR the other day, which was ridiculous. Jared, were you here? Were you here?
No, I don't think so. I don't know which way you
he was a complete loose cannon when he was here on LPR. He forgot that you were the CEO of LPR. He forgot that he held any position in LPR family business. He was just completely out of it. I had to put him in his place. And it took me a while. I wish you were here. But anyhow, so I'm not going to follow the example tonight. But look, to be honest with you, investment, and I think all of you guys know that, investment, when you invest, you expect some dividend. You expect something in return. You want people to take their money and put it in Liberia economy. What are they going to get in return? So, nyama. in order for you to invest $50,000 in Liberia economy, before you even invest, 10, 15,000 of it going to people's pocket already. Then when you invest, if you're lucky to invest, you'll be lucky to get 2 cents back. 2 cents out of 35,000. The rest of it is say, oh, government will pay you later. And then on top of it, you have people fighting among themselves. It's not because of power. The money business, if Kofa have not come up with their other team business, they were not even going to battle Kofa. The new Kofa was representing 15, 16 company while he was a deputy speaker. And Kofa King said, I want to be speaker. They said yes. They ain't see that one until he announced that, yes, we're going to do auditing in this house. Then the big hand then start playing it. It's just ridiculous. But like I said, I hope someone among them, and it will come. When tomorrow, the police just stay and let them have a face fight. No fool gonna go over there with gun to go shoot anybody. Let them have a face fight. When they calm down, and then Richard Kuhn and people say, okay, we're here. People like, what's his name? Marvin Cole, Dixon Sibo, they will run back to the Supreme Court. And then the Supreme Court, this time, any one of them that go to Supreme Court, the ruling that going to come from the Supreme Court, it will be punishment for the majority black.
But why you think that? But
the Supreme Court, they will be very upset with them.
But why would you think that the Supreme Court will be upset with them, Liberal?
Okay, let me explain it, if you don't mind. Let me explain it. The reason here is that the Supreme Court said, first of all, the post-status code NT, they ain't lifted yet. It stayed there. They didn't even mention that in the ruling. It stayed there. Number one, I'm not a lawyer, but I think common sense, if they wanted to say, okay, that one, because there was the first ruling, we're making second ruling. They can't double ruling if they know what they're saying is going to be different from what they're saying now. So the fact the anti-code is still there, that one thing. They came back and said, we don't want to disgrace you guys because we believe you guys are bigger boys. Y'all know what you're doing. Y'all should not violate. We the interpreter was saying to you, do not violate Article 33. It's not good. Do not violate Article 49. It's not good. The people blue, they went by, they continued to violate Article 49. Franti Kofa, on the other hand, he also, I believe, has violated Article 43. I mean, 33. He does not have quorum. But my understanding now, he's sending letter out. He doesn't have quorum, but he's sending letter out for people to discuss budget. What are they discussing budget? In total, that people will go and discuss the budget. So all of them,
we're going to join. We have a model.
I'm going to say, let's go to we and Daru. Let's go to we and Daru and discuss the budget, but I will leave that one. No,
Liberal, let me give you this. Because the problem here is that the reason why I say it will not work is because Supreme Court first ruling was anti-court, I mean, what they call status court anti, they said pending the ruling, pending the hearing of the case. So the status court anti could be automatically lifted after the ruling. So that is there until they can interpret that they did not lift it. But most of the time, there are instances when the Supreme Court said like pending the hearing and the pending investigation of the ruling, the status quo ante right after is automatically lifted. But
yes, no.
This is why
you can't do provocative math to us here tonight.
No,
there is no automatic lifting of the anti.
Supreme
Court, that's a major decision.
But the ruling surpasses
to be lifted for that to be lifted. I
labor,
think you stated that.
Labor, the ruling surpasses the status quo ante. The ruling is what defined. The ruling was based on the status quo ante. That's the ruling came. So the status quo ante is not more than the ruling. The ruling is the one that decides whether if the status quo ante remain or not. So what I'm saying is this. There is a word that I just used there. The word,
okay. I will push back on it. Let's do it one by one, and we'll bring Jerry in. Jerry, please, we'll bring you in. Let's do it one by one. I give it to you that the statical ante holding there, and they say, okay, I give you. They say pending. They finding the ruling, final ruling. So they did the final ruling. What was the final ruling? The final ruling went back to the statical ante.
No, it did not.
Yes, it did. It says, when he come here, I can't disturb him to show again tonight.
Be careful.
I was on the road, but anyway, I'm in control. Good evening, Mr. So. Thank Mr. So. Good evening, Mr. So. Let me welcome you. Good evening. This is a liberal show. Thank you very much for following the rule. Mr. So, we have a rule here, and thank you very much for accepting our rule and following our rule tonight. Thank you very much. Welcome. We'll come to you very shortly, sir. So let me go back to Terry. Terry, the ruling says, and just to make sure, it says there are two articles that it made reference to. Article 33. Article 33 says, Article 33 saying that majority, you can have a article majority, whatever number majority. But the most important one in Article 33 is that majority have a quorum. Minority do not have a quorum. They can also ask the majority to come and join them. But they didn't say how. So that's Article 3. Article 33 goes against Franticofa with not having a quorum and want to have a section. That's one. The bigger one that get you back to anti whatever it is. The one that put you back is the Article 49. Article 49 says in order for you to remove your speaker, there are certain rules. You must have 2/3. Antico started whatever it is. It says, let's go back to where we were to find the 49. And he said, they're not putting you back there, Terry.
But liberal, the only thing you're talking 49 was formed. The people submitted the resolution. Article 49 says that a 2/3 majority, but for a cause by a resolution.
Terry, the way you practicing, you remind me of my uncle, Peter Toe. He's to be a chief justice. When you go in your courthouse, and this is true story before my own eye, you go in your courthouse and you call in Kano Sawyer, hey, uncle, Omer Sharo one day, say, Kano Sawyer, I had one, he said, the father for calling my traditional name. So the woman said, every time they call a traditional name, he found them $5. He said the flag behind me is the Constitution. That they cannot law you pretty.
That tamako, yeah, I remember that tamako.
Let me Terry. Let me go to
go ahead.
Mr. CEO, thank you very much. You've been doing good. Jerry pretend like I can't say anything to you while you are not here. Mr. CEO, thank you very much. You've been doing real well for the company. And we appreciate you. And what's on your mind tonight, sir?
I'm not a hypocrite like you. After you are Omer, like you, after playing gossip, telling Jerry what I said, and you can't repeat. I can't even see Jerry. Why? United Party don't have money again to maintain you here?
Why you bothering? I just welcome you. Why are you going to Jerry for now?
Look, you're this sort of hypocrisy. You're trying to deceive the audience here. You and Terry and Jerry, anti this, causing this, that. That's not what we're supposed to be talking about. We're supposed to be talking about Joseph Boyka and the Unity Party Barbaric Act to unleash the Joseph Boyka police, led by Gregory Como and few other demobilize police, untrain, according to Jerry Bacon in his own word, that these people need to be trained, and attack the lawmakers today. And you hear you're not talking anything about A. Instead, you
What do
are
you think,
on,
Jerry?
you
What
are,
we've been talking about?
see what Joseph Boyka police did today. See lawmakers and their staffers at the hands of the national police of the Republic of Liberia. And you stay here, you and Jerry talking about anti-cussing and all of that. We're supposed to be focusing on this. It was the government that unleashed these people because they knew the actions of this is not in isolation. What his name, Fala, don't have no anything to call. These people were called strictly to intervene by the executive. It was a deliberate action by this government. I don't know why you guys are avoiding to discuss this thing. And you, Samson, told you should be ashamed of yourself. You call yourself to be a friend of Kofa, but you are complete, you are a mess. You're not for Kofa. You find yourself all over the places and nobody knows what you stand for. Just you don't have your party. You are become an octopus politician.
Mr. So, you have to continue yourself on this platform tonight because Mr. Smith, good evening to you as well.
Mr. Smith is not looking for friendship. Don't even go there. He's not looking for friendship. He's sick and tired with this hypocrisy and sycophants.
So, but let me just tell you this, Mr. So.
Can you, I didn't hear you condemning the government action by Joseph
Mr. So, you're behind time. We're not here to come and say we're going to enlighten you. Well, Jerry and I already went through that. You heard, Jerry, we were very factual tonight. We were not any political, whatever, politicizing it. We said exactly what we want to say about it, and we're moving on. Terry
no. Mr. Jerry, please. Jerry Marcel had a very great time. Give me a chance. Jerry Marcel had a very great time this going Saturday. We had a conversation, and trust me, you two, in time to come, Terry, we're having a conversation. You on your way out. And how you can support majority, you on your way out. Let me just tell you. Jerry, we had a very great time this going weekend at a party. We hit glasses together. But look, liberal, I just don't know. This old man.
Is this a conspiracy for the majority, for another majority on LPR?
Oh, is that? And you brought it, we enter here. This old man you brought on us is, our country is, for some reason, it's unbelievable.
Mr. Smith, if I were to send you the link, are you able to join us on video, or you want me to call, or you want me to send the telephone so you can call in? What do you want to do? I'm waiting for your answer.
He's not asking on the question. When you send that link, when you send it, he will not even allow your phone. But look, on a serious note, what we saw.
Mr. So, before you came in, we were very polite to each other. We were very. Jerry, please, co-host, take control of this show here for me. While I try to send another, and I bet you're going to come here and start taking Mr. So's side, and that link will be Channing link. I was saying the real link, but if you come here and take Mr. So's side, he will get Channing link right away. I ain't have to come play with anybody here tonight. Go ahead, Jerry, please.
Mr. Tool, it is sad that the CEO come here and castigate the Excellency Mr. Boakai. Honor his leadership where the Ministry of Justice, for somebody's life is in danger. Maybe he forgotten. Maybe he drank too much over the weekend, so he forgotten.
Oh my goodness.
The speaker, the city speaker, his life was threatened. His life is in danger. You know it, I know it. Maybe you have forgotten. They have to fortify his security despite what's going on. But he stayed a speaker. Okay, he might be minority, but all the time he's still a speaker. If the executive fee on the Ministry of Justice, they have to go and protect life and property. That's their responsibility. They're not going to sit there and somebody say, "Oh, the speaker," if they are not responded, you know, they are not responded. He's a speaker. Supposedly, I'm having to the speaker today. Then you, the same person, will come back and say, "Oh, they didn't protect the speaker. They don't know what happened. But Joseph Boga called me. They didn't go there to protect the speaker." Are you out of your mind? That is such a speaker of the main position to be president of the Republic.
Mr. Saul, the co-host is speaking, please.
He's dead, man. Dead, man. Dead, man. The man's life is in danger. The secretary have to protect life and property, regardless whether you are a janitor, whether you are a superintendent, whether you are a county attorney.
Mr. Co-host, just give me 1 second, please. Mr. Victor Smith, check your link. It's in there. Go ahead, Jerry.
It's a responsibility.
Enlighten him, please.
Every man is protected under the Constitution, under our Constitution. Whether you are foreign just entering the country, once you put your foot on the soil, you are protected by the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia during your duration of staying in our country. So don't come here tonight and say, "Oh, Mr. Boakai on leech." That is that English. You have to reconcile. He's not on leech.
No.
It's a responsibility to enforce the rule of law in our country. Make sure that we have stability in our country. Make sure all the laws are good. These are collaterals. Something can happen. These are collateral.
Wow.
People are going to get hurt.
Wow.
It doesn't mean that people are not going to get hurt. There's sometimes you go there, you don't go there with the intention to hurt anybody. But this ain't happening. It's unfortunate.
Thank you, co-host. I think you made a point. Let me come to Terry.
I have a question for him.
No. When you as supposed that I the way I will go by the rule. Let me go to Terry. Terry, before we bring in the CEO, let me ask you, where are we on this subject matter before hopefully maybe we can move on. Where are we?
Yeah. I think that what Mr. Bacon said, I know that Mr. Bacon or you, that let these people go back to the court.
That mean anything good that mean.
Let it clarify the ruling because lawyers are confused. But I want to condemn the situation today at the House of Parliament.
There you go, Jerry.
But Jerry, why will you say that? Why can't you say?
No, but listen now. What can you say?
No, but say I want to join
you
and Jerry. Mr.
So,
please say I want to join you,
Listen.
and Jerry, because we started condemning before you guys came in.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to join Liberal, the celebrity, and his co-host.
Thank you.
To add my voice to the voices.
There we go.
To condemn the attitude done at the House of Legislature today. I think it was unprofessional and it was not in conformity with honorable men and women. You know, because people fighting with batons and all that. And I saw on camera another representative giving order to one of his guys to beat up a journalist.
Let me bring in Mr. Smith. Go ahead, Terry. Go ahead.
To beat up a journalist, and I thought that was very, very unprofessional. And so I think that the court now is the deciding factor. The court now should be the deciding factor to the whole entire process. So today it was not a good day for us at the House of Parliament. I think that we need to do better, and I think we can. The only thing we need to understand now is going forward, I think that Liberians need to make a decision as to who they want to represent them. Way back when I knew the tradition, the people who represent people have to be warriors. You can't just be an ordinary man to represent people of an entire district or an entire county. You know, you have to be a warrior to represent them. Unfortunately, we have been sending weaklings to the House who don't know the right hand from the left hand, who don't even know the law and know what to do. So I think we are faced with some problem. But I got to run quick. I will be back to join you soon. in
All
a
right,
in,
but please
in
tune in so you will not miss any of the action. But
okay.
let's go ahead, Mr. So.
I
Go
think
ahead.
Mr. Victor Levin.
Yeah. I think internet over there is not an easy thing.
This
It's
is
a
what
challenge.
you guys try to do. Jerry Barker, I don't know the tear gas. I don't know the use instead that the tear gas are using because we can't even see him as well. Why are you? Why are
No,
you
so it's
looking
not me.
like
Though.
this?
It's not me. It's not me. It's the way he did
Where
it.
you can't hear the thing like they are now?
No, you changed it because that's what happened. But anyway, I'll face it. I'll face it. But my laptop, all the notice.
Go
All
ahead.
right, there you go. There you go. It's all set.
I think
Friends of
Mr. Smith
Barker,
is back.
friends of Barker here in the USA, your camera looking like that? By the way, you're taking our money.
Mr.
Good
Stone,
morning,
speak
good
for yourself.
morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Victor Smith, Honorable Smith. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate
Thank you
it
for
again
allowing
tonight.
me to join you.
Let me yield to the minister. Minister, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. So, and good
So,
morning
Mr.
to
Mr.
Jerry.
Smith,
And
this is the liberal. This is the conversation with Samson too. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. What's on your plate? What do you want to talk about? Why are you joining us all the way from Liberia this late over there?
yeah, first of all, thank you for the work you both do for our country by sending information, not just to Liberians in Monrovia and Liberia, outside the boundaries of Liberia. And we must say publicly that we appreciate the effort you and Mr. So doing through the Liberian Public Radio station. But we in country, we are concerned. And what is our concern? Is the lack of leadership. It's a lack of direction. Because for the last couple of weeks, this particular issue has been playing in every stage or every corner of our country. And yet instead, the leaders in the three branches of government, especially the executive and lower house, plus the Supreme Court, cannot make clear decisions. It baffles me and it makes me to be very afraid for the life of this country. Had it been Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, decisions were being made. By now, this crisis would have been history. Don't get me wrong, I supported Joseph Boakai with every blood in my vein and every financial strength I could do. But he has not exhibited to me or shown to me leadership. And this is what bothers me. The second thing that bothers me is an exhibition of greed. I mean, both sides, both the majority bloc and the minority bloc, continue to exhibit high degree of greed. What is in it? That they are all fighting. And why the nation is bleeding. Fonati want to hold on. Richard Kuhn want to be speaker. What is in it? But I have come to the conclusion that it's not about the Liberian people, it's about themselves. And how they can get their hands on the resources of this country. And we now have to be very blunt with these things. If we're going to save this country, we got to speak out. Not in the corner, but publicly. To tell that the entire landscape or the entire topographic of the government has not shown leadership on this crisis. And that's what baffles me. And when I see you, liberal, and Mr. So discussing it, I think I should weigh in because I have made my point clear. And I'm making an arrangement to go on public radio and state these things because every one of us stake in this country. I have invested my lifetime investment in this country, and I want to see a good country. Is this what Joseph Boakai will give us? Is this what Fulanti will give us? Is that what Richie Kuhn will give us?
So let me
Let
ask you, Victor. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Smith. And I will dare to say, you know, these two gentlemen. You know the president when he was vice president. You work with them at a higher level. And Flanty Kova is also a friend. You work with him on lots and lots of political issues. You have been involved with Flanty Kova before he went over to CDC.
Party.
Yes, and you know him very well. What do you think is why you think up to this time two of these men have not connected to have this thing resolved?
I just think it's pure self-interest. Fonadi is a seasoned lawyer. He understands the law. So by the Supreme Court ruling in his favor, that was good because he has proven that the law is the law. At this point, he should throw in the towel because the political topographic of that situation will never favor him. Will never. Even if they tie the 49 guys and the 47 guys and bring them there, they will roll out. The political topographic doesn't favor him.
So let me hold you there, right? Did I hear you corrected that Flanty Kufa should throw in the towel? You think if he were to do that, has he achieved the law that says in order to remove a speaker you should have 49, for which he was standing up for? You think if you were to throw in the towel at this time, he would have achieved that?
Yes. He doesn't have to prove any point beyond what the Supreme Court has said. He will go down as one of the speakers who stood the test of time. At this point, legally he will win. Politically, he will fail. So based on those facts, understand the dynamics of that house, you should throw in the towel and just walk away.
So then let me go a little bit deeper than that. The Flanty Kufa that we know, do you think? Let me say this: why you think he has not exhibited that? Because he has that within him. He's always tried to stand up for the Liberian people. So what you're saying, if it is what you think it is, then why is he still holding on? Now that he has achieved his objective, so to speak. Because this is not a Flanty Kufa that I know, and this is most likely it's not a Flanty Kufa that you know either.
Yes, I mean he has won legally. The law is on his side, and he will go down in history, and better grease will be added on his elbows if he now will come and say, "Look, the legal portion of it, I'm right, but for the sake of nation, I'm stepping down, and I will be representing my people, and let's move on." That would be, but I just can't understand. I can't comprehend why is he holding on? Because he can win. He can win the political battle. The executive is clandestinely supporting minority bloc, and this is why I say the Joseph Boakai leadership is not showing responsibility. Be clear.
One last question before I go to Jerry on this here. Do you have some sort of do you think this is different from what happened to Honorable Tyler and Honorable Snow? If you were to resign now?
Yeah, it's different in the nature because those two brothers you call Edwin Snow and Alex Tyler, right? They didn't stand up for the law. They went on the political fight. In this game, if you don't have if you look at the political fight and you can't make it, leave it. But Fonati stood the test of time. He went to the law, and the law has said, "You are right. You are still the speaker."
So was Snow. Snow went to the law, and the Supreme Court also ruled in favor of Edwin Snow.
And what did Edwin Snow do?
He resigned.
He resigned.
So
That is a seasoned, no, that is a seasoned, such a seasoned politician. You look beyond the present situation you are in. Who is Edwin Snow today? His power broker. Who is Edwin Snow today? He has stood the test of time. Now he's senator. And if he tries, he will want to be president. The sympathy of the people will stay going inside, even though we will be questioning his competence.
Okay.
But here we are. He resigned for the sake of the nation. What does Funati wants to prove again? He will never win a political battle. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Stay tight. And I know it's late over there, but you always up anyway. So let me come to you, Jerry. Victor is suggesting that perhaps we try to repeat what Snow did and fight for his future political career. But here we are. Snow did the same thing, and the same thing what Snow was afraid of happening again. What say you, Jared? Do you think at this time that Flanty have gone to the court and the court has ruled in his favor, it's time for him to vacate the position, as Mr. Smith, Honorable Smith is arguing?
Well, thank you, Mr. Smith, for coming. I know it's late, and thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening to us. I mean, I got some different view or different perspective what Mr. Smith said. But anyway, this I think we have to discuss. And Liberian Public Radio will speak our mind what is confronting us. But yes, it did. Buckeye, he questioned the ability of Mr. Buckeye, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia, a leadership style. Every individual have their own leadership style. Ellen Johnson have her own style. What's the name? Joshua have his own style, and that's Joseph Buckeye's style. What Buckeye is saying to the Liberian people, we are three branches of government. Even though I'm the steward of the country, I will be elected as a steward, but these are legislature. I cannot go there. The only thing Buckeye can do is he has reached out to some of the leadership, but he cannot go there and dictate to them and say, "Oh, listen, this one need to be done. This one need to be done." No, it's interfering the first branch of government, which is the legislature. They are the first branch of government. So that's Buckeye on the leadership. Say, okay, you know what? The Supreme Court said, even the Supreme Court sent it back to them and said, "Oh, listen, you have your rule of law. The rule of law, this is constitution being violated, but yet you still have to go in your chamber to find means for you to come and find solution to the problem." The Supreme Court not going to come and send Marshall there and say, "Look, you have to do this." No, that's not what our constitution provides in our country. Yes, an important thing. One thing I will agree with him: I'd rather to be a living coward than a dead hero. Okay, I said on the show before. The Speaker, he's morally doing the right thing, but the majority decided that they don't need him again. And no matter how it is, he's not going to win the battle. Morally, he has won the battle. And in politics, it's all predicated on numbers. If you have the numbers, that's what it is. And from the beginning of the show, probably he listened to me. I said, if I was the advisor to the Speaker, Mr. Buffer, I would go there and say, reach out, go across the aisle, go shake hands. They're not going to kill you. Reach out, shake their hand, and say, "Eh?
That's
it's not about writing letters."
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I respond with the toe?
Can I let?
Let me go. Oh, you okay? Go ahead, co-host.
Reach out to the aisle. Reach out to the aisle. Go across the aisle. In the joint chamber, you move there. That's why you as a warrior, you move there. And say, "Look, guys, even though I've written you, what I want to also do, put it on record. Even though you are written in person." That's what leader do.
Thank you. Before I go to Mr. Mr. Smith, I disagree with you. I think at this time,
can you let me say something before I know you? you both of us will never be on the same wavelength.
Of course, we're never
That's
on
I know.
the
So,
same wavelength.
so I,
That's fine.
it, it is not so surprising. It's the same old.
We're not going to make flower here tonight. I beg you.
No, I'm not
We're
making
gonna
we
make
have
flower
to
tonight.
Don't make power with your guests, please.
Yeah, I told you. I mean, Mr. So, you need to take the brother for a workshop so you can know how to.
I've been saying it here all
Hey, now why
along.
you can't have one? Go ahead and make a point. Then I can disagree with you. Go ahead and make a point. Oh my God.
Look, on the side going across the eye, look, the bean has been spilled.
Pick it up.
You can't get nothing out of going
Pick
across
it
the
up.
eye now.
Get a broom. Pick it up.
It's late. It's late. You know, in political calculations, yeah, you have to count your losses and your wins, and you need to establish boundaries. If I was Fonati Kufa, me, Victor Smith, in that situation, I would never allow you to escalate to this level. Because it was not something that the guy did clandestinely. He knew that these guys were collecting signatures. He knew it. It wasn't surprising. But being novice as he is, sorry to say it that way, he let the ball roll. He thought that the law would cover him in the political arena. And he missed the ball. He missed the point. By the time he got served, the guys are already gang up against him already. If he goes across the aisle and talks to anybody now, he will not be able to convince anybody. Even if he induces them financially, he will lose. Because in that political calculus in the majority bloc, concessions has been made. People know what they're going to get. People got expectations. Are they going to undo it? Of course not. They won't. So it's late. I can tell you, Mr. Bagon, with all due respect, the best way out, throw in the towel. Liberian people will sympathize with you and will give you a better position. Don't fight over spilled milk. It's late.
So
Period.
Mr. Honorable Smith, you seem to be arguing here, and I could be wrong, but you seem to be arguing here for political capital and political future for our brother Flanty Kofa. I do agree with you on that. However, I think Flanty Kofa, being a lawyer, perhaps need to stretch this thing a little bit further than what it is now. Run back to the Supreme Court and complain to the Supreme Court that having had your ruling, majority of the lawmakers are disrespecting your ruling. What say you? And I think, as I stated earlier, I think the Supreme Court, I do believe that they are anxious right now for this case to come back to them, for them to give some serious clarity. Because I think they have realized their ruling was legally clear to every one of the legal minds in Liberia, but it's not clear to the man in the street. And as a result, the confusion among the Liberian people are being capitalized by the majority bloc, because they're saying the Supreme Court ruled in their favor, and because of the conflict and the confusion among the non-law people to understand what is happening, some people are sympathizing with majority black. So I think if Flanty Kofa were to go back to the court to say this is the issue we have right now, what say you? I think it would do us a big deal. But however, let me go to Mr. So. Mr. So, Victor Smith, almost Victor Smith is suggesting that it is time for our brother Flanty Kofa to throw in the towel. Do you think he has any point here to hold on there tonight?
Look, water towel, handkerchief, blanket. Councillor Kofa is doing the right thing. And it is so ridiculous for Mr. Bacon to come here, go build it. Where is this at? When the president of the Republic of Liberia created this political grave, and in real time, while the speaker was alive, this president and his folks.
Let me bring in Terry, please.
Don't
Go ahead.
interrupt me here. This president decided to, on purpose, in his good political calculation, to undercut the speaker who has been so nice to him. And you want to come here to this man, which hand? If you bring that kind of hand to me, it's going to go off. Look, and this is one of the reasons that another one thing the speaker lost the battle when I said we had a conversation here. The first mistake made was to have taken the media and not knowing which media outlet to go to. That was another set up by itself. It exacerbated everything. And two, I said that here, and I know two of representatives that switch gear. And Minister Smith is quite correct. From day one, the inceptions of this government, this sort of political ploy was initiated by united parties and with CDC not knowing, very immature people, Tama Falatu also being disappointed, thinking that he was going to be the next speaker when Kofa leaves. So he too was cajoled and he went. But the speaker was notified when he was in the States. And this president, according to our source, people were familiar with some of whom are members of the House of Representatives, which even caused them to abandon Kofa. This president told Kofa not to return. He's coming back to Liberia where they were on this trip. It was being projected, being seen in the international community that the government, there's some sort of deep political crisis. You know what it means? Speaker travel with the president, and they are in the process of impeaching or removing the speaker, and the pre-speaker return, leaving the president. This president gave, according to our folks, this president gave the speaker the guarantor that indeed, upon his return, they're going to stand down with how he Kofa, remembering that it was the same president who promised during the campaign that upon his return, the so-called Group CPP, which some of us found out that he couldn't have survived, did not do anything. And guess what? And the first president drove this train as a chauffeur and put Fanatic Kofa in the grave. He didn't even do that. He edified it. It was publicly shown why it was in the process. And some of us came here on this network and said that the president should stay. And so, oh no, the executive, this and that. It was highly political issue. The president had the opportunity to have told his people to stand down. George Weah to have told his people, say, hey, what are you guys doing? Do you know what you're doing? That did not happen. What did the president do to edify and create more flame into this? The president and his people on purpose submitted this budget to this sort of illegal group that created this sort of political chaos on Capitol Hill. Send the budget to them.
Thank you.
And avoid this problem. Hold on. You can whack your hairs. You were talking, I didn't talk. And to avoid himself to stay out of this drama, he decided to go on a honeymoon in Freetown Salon.
Mr. So, thank you very much.
Next time.
Thank you. Mr. So, thank you very much. You come and bring Sally in the conversation. Thank you.
Am I lying?
Thank you, Mr. So. We know. The women, I mean, they are biased.
You play deceit with the people.
Okay, Mr. So, I'm going to go to Terry now. We got rule and law on this. Terry, let me come to you.
Let people speak
give
the
us
mind.
your close.
Yeah, that's
No. You can't come out here and talk about the president that way, and then you say speak your mind. You're not speaking your mind.
Something too. Something
These are the people that broke the party down, and he displayed.
I tend to agree with Mr. So.
The
level of deception the level of deceptions that we play with our leaders got them to feel that they are Lord and gospel on their own. They are superhuman beings. Hey, I spent my time and money on this election, on this campaign for Joseph Boakai. But I think, am I still live?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. We're
But
listening.
he's doing his way as usual. That's a
But I sincerely think that for the last 11 months, Joseph Boakai has not shown to me leadership. I mean, some of the things that I least expect for him to do is what he's doing. And my dear brother, I can go after it. Look what happened in the scholarship issue. That was an exhibition of lack of leadership. A nipple blew a whistle, and they did not even investigate it, but they went ahead, demonized the young man. At the end of the day, decided to backpedal. It's the same thing Joseph Boakai is having with this legislature. I understand that's a different branch of government, but hey, don't be blind. Liberia is a chiefdom. What the chief says, that what happens. Joseph Boakai is not doing it, and I hope that he can change in the next couple of months, because we are his supporters. We will be his best critics. As I'm saying it, he has not exhibited leadership, and I stand by those words. Thank you.
Let me go to Terry. Terry, we're closing now. I know Mr. Smith is late on that side, but Mr. Smith will give you the opportunity.
Don't worry about me. I'm up. I'm up. Don't worry.
No, we'll let you close and go to sleep. Go to bed.
No, I don't want to. Who determines my sleeping time? Is it you? That's a personal decision.
Yeah, he's uncomfortable right now. I'll tell you, Minister.
No, but he doesn't. You know, Samson tried to play the devil's advocate. He knows what we are saying is right. We have to tell our leaders and start being deceptive in telling them the truth.
That's fine. That's fine. We'll continue to engage. We're not afraid to engage. We'll continue to do that. I'm not taking call tonight, folks. By the way, we're closing now.
This is him. He's not taking call because
he
knows that those phone calls not going to be in his speeches.
Yeah, they're not. Whatever. But I'm not taking call tonight. I will take call tomorrow.
He has Garrett back on now. Text him not to take call, so he's not taking call.
Here we go. But let me come to you, Mr. Smith. Give us your closing here, as we only have 10 more minutes to go. Give us your closing.
Okay.
Mr. Smith, can you join me on Wednesday?
Can I suggest let Terry finish? Let me finish, then he can talk, and then we'll go to Mr.
Okay, all right. No, you're not going to be with the man on Wednesday. I will be there.
You out now. That's how they operate here.
No. Listen, this is what I said. I said, let Terry talk, I talk. Then, he can do it whatever he wants to say.
All right, let's come to Terry. Terry, give us your closing, please. The co-host want you to start.
Okay, yeah, because Mr. Victor got a lot to pull in. When you're on the ground, you can see plenty of things. And we
don't want no plenty of things to be coming out here right now. Right. So we'll keep it
actually, you see, what Mr. Victor don't want to agree that President Boakai is exercising the typical African Liberian politics. There have been no successful leadership in the absence of the speaker's position. Let us not, play around this thing. All right. Ellen, Madam Sirleaf, hustled the speakership position from Edwin Snow. Tyler got there. He tried to do supernet. She hustled it for him. She was the political Ronaldinho in our body politics. And you saw her leadership, how it went and how it ended. President Weah had a successful leadership because he had two people who were from his political party who were speaker and deputy speaker. All right? So anything President Weah wanted to achieve, he achieved. President Boakai will never feel satisfied to lead without his man from his party being in the third position that will be able to run things and accomplish all of his agenda the way he wants it to be accomplished. So when the opportunity avails itself, like what you said, the honorable man made certain mistakes. He allowed these people to solicit signatures behind him. He forgot that he won by the skin of the teeth. He did not solidify his base. He did not make sure, to negotiate with other lawmakers, tell them, hey, what you want? Come down to the people, negotiate with them. You said some very, very key point that the negotiation now that Rachel Kuhn is doing, it will be very difficult. Even Supreme Court can go and say tomorrow, say, yeah, for Nati Kofa win, your boys not going back to status quo. You know that because you just said it, and that is true. Look at what Rachel Kuhn did. He get a deputy chief clerk of new vehicle today and 2 other persons. So, and there are other guys now that own ways and means that feeling important because why? Those guys are fighting for the districts and the constituents. Those people didn't just go in the hall to go talk, oh yeah, I love you, Mr. Speaker, you are a nice guy. No, those people went to fight for the district to carry something home. So once you can give them the opportunity to achieve some things, they will remove anybody you wanted to remove. And that is what happening in the House. So when the opportunity avails itself, President Bokar had to play along. That is why President Bokar is acting like the nightmare in the game. He's the nightmare. He come overnight. You know the nightmare, when you have nightmare dream, it come overnight. So, so that is what it is. So in my opinion here is that even if you go back, what I was trying to say from the initial, even if you go back to the Supreme Court, there's a word there that's a conjunction that they use or. They say any sitting or, how you call it, action. So that could be in relation to both groups. One, the sitting could be referring to the majority black. The action could be referring to Honorable Kofa. Honorable Kofa action was to compel the majority back on Higabo. The majority under action was the sitting. So when they say or, that is 2 alternatives. If they have said and, then it referring to only one group of people, but they say or, meaning 2 different people. It's ultra-virus. So the both of them are exercising power beyond their range. And we see that right now in the House. So thank you very much, Nigel.
Thank you. Let's go to Jerry. Jerry, you say you're going to be next. Go ahead. Let's hear from you.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to try to go over this show here, maybe about 15 minutes. I got to open it up because so the people can call in. But go ahead. After we do our closing, they will call in.
Mr. Smith, I'll be in Liberia. Any means I can get your number, I will let you get it. I will let you talk to you.
Who number you want?
Oh.
You want my number?
Mr. Smith, I say I'll be in Liberia. I'll be coming, so I get his number.
When will you be coming? Because I'm leaving myself. I'm leaving the 17th. I'm coming to the state.
Okay, you will be here. If you come to the state, we'll talk. I'll get your number anyway. But that's fine.
Okay. But who? Donald Trump, Donald Trump, let him come in.
I can come in America anytime. Something to you know that.
Donald Trump can keep you away. Meeting.
All right. But here's the thing. I thought you're going to be in Liberia, but that's fine. We feel that time anyway. Here's the thing. The right wing of this show is not going to deter us what to say, what not to say, who to support, who not to support, can't suffocate us with words here. Are you serious, Mr. CEO? The sitting president of the Republic of Liberia will have coup d'etat to overthrow the speaker, telling the speaker, don't come into this country. Wait a minute. I think you had too many parties over Saturday. I didn't know. I don't see you drinking beer. I think that's also water you drink to that place. I don't see you drinking beer. For you to come here on National Popular Radio to speaker, that conspiracy. Where are you from? Where are you getting the information? And that the president will honor my. Let me give you the history. You know what happened to David O'Neill from Massachusetts, the more liberal state in the United States of America. O'Neill and Ronald Reagan worked together, and they were successful. the 8 years of Ronald Reagan and O'Neill and Trevor O'Neill and Ronald Reagan, they accomplished a lot of stuff. He might not agree with it, the president might not agree with the speaker, but they can work together and get things accomplished. For you to come here tonight and say, oh, the president, you don't mind the speaker. Are you out of, where you got the information from? Look, we are here, make sure that our country is stable. And we want the best of our country. And in good conscience, Mr. Boakai, I know Mr. Boakai personally, and I know who he is. I believe that he would not honor mine, like you always say. Well, he took the man to the Vatican, and the man he took him out of the country. That was not the purpose to say he took him out of the country, so they can honor him. That's a ridiculous statement for you to come and make. I just want to make that very clear. Thank you.
Thank you, co-host, and that's why I like you as a co-host. You usually come in and enlighten these people and make sure we keep them with a counterweight here. With a counterweight of these people, we know who they are. And Jerry, let me just see if I can show one of them here very quickly, Aggie. We know who they are. And so by they coming out here and try to change the narrative, it's not going to work because we know them. We know them well. Where is he? Where is he? Okay. We know them. We know them very well, Jerry. We know these people well. And so, Jerry, I'm glad you brought it up. And there he is again. We know them.
Swaggy.
He refused to take my picture.
Well, I know we're gonna come in Victor making it so. I put it out there for us to. But anyway, let me take it down. Let me take it down quick. Say you coming to come start praising people now. But anyway, let's hear you, Victor. Let's hear you. I know it's late over there, my brother.
I told Mr.
Forget about the message. He can say all night. Just forget about him. He said he can forget about him sleeping.
Let me go to the minister. Let me go to the minister close the program.
Okay, go ahead. I will let you because
let the minister speak. You know, the message he can be up.
Oh, that's what the co-host want, Mr. So I can't help you with that. The co-host want the minister to speak. And so let
give me the opportunity. Go ahead, Minister.
The co-host finished speaking. That's the end of that conversation. Minister, go ahead. The co-host want you to speak.
You guys not going to change his position. No matter who goes for it, who comes for it, he made his Christian.
Mr. So we're not asking you to come and filibuster the whole show here. Don't come lobby on the network here tonight. Mr. Minister, go ahead. We're listening.
I really appreciate you not giving Mr. So the opportunity to speak out. This is a forum that we are exchanging ideas and we hold to our position, not just for our personal gain, but for the gain of the country. And I continue to say, and I will always say that we elected Joseph Boakai to be a legacy, to bring about a legacy of leadership. The foundations we've been yearning for to be put in place. But for the last 10 months now or 11 months, I really haven't seen it. And I hope that he can change by the time we hit January, because the honeymoon is over. The crisis in the house. Look what happened today. I bowed my head in shame today to see men fighting with police on video at that honorable house. But then the reflection came back to me is that the people are as good as their leaders. These are the people we consider to be the best among us. We elected them, and see how they exhibited themselves today. So it comes to mind that we should now set the bar high. We should not be voting people just for t-shirts and bag of rice, or maybe for the payment of our children tuition, or promising us wells. We should vote people based on competence and the vision of the country. that will make it better for all of us. So that's a lesson that we have learned. It's a very hard lesson. This crisis could have been over ever since. But see how they're playing it. And look at the judiciary. They were not even clear. In as much I don't want to accuse them because I don't have enough facts. I have the innermost feeling that there was some compromising that went on there. So the ruling was very ambiguous.
Thank you.
They were not clear.
Yes.
These are the people. These are the people we call our leaders. They know the law. We don't doubt their academic credentials, but the execution of their actions for the common man has proven to be negative, and we have to speak out. So as we go on the journey for the next 5 years, let us all work together. Let us not be deceptive in what we do. Let us do the best we can for our country, not because of people. Let's do it for the best of our country, because if my country has a good light bulb, it means everybody in the area will enjoy that facility. And before I close, something has been very plaguing me these few days. I've been seeing the convoy of the president with very big cars. Same identical car, 2 of it in the president's convoy. The president, the vice president himself has similar thing. Yesterday, I checked 9 vehicles in the vice president's convoy, assuming that 9 of them would take 50 gallons a day, multiply by 365 days and multiply that by $4.21. See how much money these guys are wasting, taxpayers' money. And JFK is sitting there, and there's no electricity, there's no scanning machine. The president himself too. This is business as usual, my brothers. So now I'm going to come here and bring something to me that
Mr. Smith.
It's business as usual.
Mr. Smith,
let
me ask you this. The reason why I'm asking, Mr. Smith, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
The reason why I'm asking the question publicly is because the last time when I was in Liberia, I asked you this question, but of course we're always making plans, so it didn't go well. We may plan about that. The last time, just before I left, you were invited on one of the bigger platforms in Liberia on the radio show, and you were very, very much truthful. Whereas some of us, we're truthful, but we try to somehow polish whatever it is that we're saying. Why are you saying these things? I know you believe in them. Wow. But is there any other way that these things can be said to the leaders themselves without being this? Because it's a concern for me. In that, I know you can take care of yourself. I'm not worried about that. God is there. God will always guide you. I'm not worried about that. But the last time when you were on the radio in Liberia, right before the election, your statement were very harsh, truthful, but harsh. And the same thing now, again, you've been truthful. But I think, you don't think that there's any other means that these people can be talked to without being this much truth, naked truth like that?
There's no way to hide the truth. The first thing is the mafia source has totally engulfed Joseph Boakai. For people who are very blunt like us, we never have an audience, either by accident or by any means, with Joseph Boakai. It's difficult because we want to see the good for our country. We are not begging for handouts because we can generate our own funds and make our life. We are saying the truth, and that's the brutal truth. I'm sorry if people feel bad about it, but that's the fact. And no Liberian, no truthful Liberian would tell me that what I'm saying is wrong. Joseph Boakai has not exhibited leadership, period. That's the fact. There's no way to say it. An F is an F. Even if you turn the F upside down, it's an F. I think when it comes to the line of leadership, is the president has failed. And you need to buckle up. And we need to tell him we don't have the means. We have to tell him publicly.
Thank
so that's
you.
why I don't know how to say it.
But thank you. I think. Okay, I'll leave it as that. Let me go to
The
Mr. So.
president has failed. I think that's too harsh to me.
No, I mean in a leadership, in a leadership style, not on the overall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
for the first year, though.
For the first year, it's an F for him in leadership.
Okay, thank you. We don't grade. We're not professor. We're not professor. We're not going to be grading people and things like that. This is the liberal show. The liberal don't do no grading. Mr. Smith, thank you very much. And I will be reaching out to you again, maybe by this weekend or so. And we, as usual. But when I call you, don't bring me. You see that one of the things that when I call you, don't bring the other person, the other person into the conversation. I don't want to hear his name.
Hey, you have to hear Mr. So's name because
okay, bye. Thank you, Victor Smith. Very late over there. We know. Thank you, Mr. So. Close it for us, guys. I'm going to open a line for folks to say something. So you want to wait until they talk?
No. I don't want to wait. Let me do.
It's my show. If I say wait, you don't have to wait.
I can leave now.
Yeah, Mr. Smith. Thank you.
Don't go. Let me
stick around. Let's stick around.
Okay.
I wait. I want to address something to you. I know you said something in the previous something. I just want to.
Can I go ahead? I know you guys are wounded this evening. Can I go ahead, liberal?
Quiet.
Okay. It's
So why is this thing popular again, Mr. So?
What's that?
There you talk.
Let me just. So Jared Bacon can come here and speak in his soprano, in his alto, bass tone, or whatever he thinks. We will just tell you.
You hate us so much that you even identify people's voice.
This is how you feel. You don't want us to talk about our country. We are the realists. We are those that are out for the country, for the betterment of the country. It's not you. You want to tell people how to speak their mind about their country. Look, a pig is a pig. Whether I use lipstick, whether I use whatever stick, a pig is a pig. This political chaos that is ongoing, it was orchestrated, it was masterminded, and it was executed by the order of this sitting president, Joseph Newman Boyka. And I've come to a conclusion to one of the reasons why Helen Johnson Sirleaf did not lift this old man's hand, because he's unable to take a critical stand, and that's exactly he has exhibited. And this is why you people don't want to talk. He's unable to manage crisis, but you have the guts to create crisis in the country. It's a complete constitutional neglect, which of course, who knows, the House or the Senate can take that on, but whether they can do it, because all of those people that they are puppet, and he will just use them as it is. This old man managed the Green Revolution from Samuel Doe. Nothing came out of it. But when he created a problem in the country, what do? Where did he go for whatever agriculture fair to BWR? When he knowing very well what would have been the backfire on Capitol Hill. So I have come to realize, and many independent voices that I talk to, he's always run from his constitutional responsibility. And that is a concern as to whether, if this country really faces a crisis, this president will be from anywhere, or he will be going to Sierra Leone, or he will be going to whatever place to go sit, and we will have a very, very chaotic society. He's unable to manage. Fanatic Kofa want to stand his ground to tell the Liberian people he's on the side of the law, be it good or bad time. This alligator, this scenario created by Joseph Boyka and his folk, Fanatic Kofa wants to prove it to the Liberian people. He's not a problem. And this is why he took it to the law. And I have no doubt that this administration, using its executive authority and all of the constitutional gavel in their hand, going. It was the same president. When this guy ran to the house to put his left hand up, the left hand are going to be stealing, they're going to be doing back concession. This president, this administration provided security more VIPs than the speaker. So what you guys want to tell us? Let's be real for the good of the country. Somebody, we frown on George Weah yesterday of not speaking, not knowing we were going to be having the worst person who, when the country is going down the road, will not say anything. When will this president speak? Somebody, people who have died in that Capitol building today, some kind of explosive or what thing. So when would not even a statement as the president to claim his concern, what has happened to the country? It is time for the executive. So when would this president speak? When we'll see another type of chaos and anarchy? You guys joking. Samson told you were seen in Liberia. You did not experience any political turmoil. You know what I saw today? It reminds me of 1986 when we had a protest when the AFL and the police, they were unleashed on the students of the William V.S. Tubman House. Some of us have the scarf here, and I saw police people in baton beating somebody, people. And you come here, you want to sugarcoat it because you think you love the country more than us. People hands being broken. And you don't want to talk about that here, Samson told, and you want to help someone who worked hard more than you to get this president in office, speaking his mind and talking here. We are not baby. Look, we are serious about our country. We are not here for joke. You've got to be serious. You created all of this problem that we find ourselves in, and this is why all of you have a tired tongue. You are unwilling to speak. So, Jerry, we'll continue to be friends. The good thing I like about you, I'm hoping that President Bwaka call you because you're a good guy.
Not my job. Thank you. Thank you.
Good temperament. But
thank
I just hope with the hard work that the president will call you, then perhaps you will.
Thank you. Let me take this call. Thank you very much.
Take the call.
Let me get my point.
Thank you. Let me take the call up. Samson to Liberia Public. What's your name? Where you're calling from? Please make it brief. Brief.
Okay,
make it brief. Make it brief.
The man I can put you to sleep.
Good night. Good night.
Don't worry. Yeah, hello guys, man. I'm listening to the show and I was considering the call because Mr. So just hit on the nail on the head. It's important, Mr. To, that we put our country.
Hold on 1 minute. Let me merge the call. I think we can excuse Mr. Smith now. I think Mr. Smith,
why are you worried about him? Why are you so worried about me, man? I'm in my own
You way in Liberia again. You way in Liberia.
We're not complaining.
Oh, man.
We're not complaining.
He's not complaining.
I went long hours.
He's
not complaining. Are you complaining?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so relax. Drink your tea, wherever you drink it.
The engineer is the architect.
Thank you. Thank you.
This president is in his favor that they remove the speaker. This why he took the speaker and carried the speaker to Italy to meet the Pope.
Jesus Christ.
In the absence of the speaker, they carry on a fake coup d'etat. In the presence of the speaker, the electing another speaker does that. Modern democracy. And I see educated people come in and defend it. People that are supposed to be holding the rule of law. People that they were putting their mouths on President Weah for being a dictator. We are seeing true dictatorship now.
Thank you.
The dictatorship is in Joseph Bwaka.
All right.
And people can come on the top.
Thank you. Let me take the other caller. Thank you. Caller, you're next in line. Let me merge this other caller here. Hello, caller, Walter Cutter, thank you. Caller, Washington, 202 number.
Hello, this is Pedro.
Oh, Jesus.
Look, you know, Mr. Smith, I already know what to do to you. I won't pay you my back, but yeah, you fire for me.
Look at it. Look at it, one.
I'm doing this. Hey, look, Mr. Jerry, you want to close the name off? Yeah, I can't over you. You can't even look at me. So you have to see you probably your job. You want to give me a job? See what I'm messing job? You're messing about messing. Look, you on the ground, you're because I'm very happy. The people that are calling from Bahu, the typical municipal people complaining to the forest. Someone are not allowed up and to talk. When you look at President Walker history, you know about conflict management, they may not have it. This is what making leadership. It's
Thank
not
you.
Conflict management skill. You can be leader.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is happy.
Thank you.
Let man, look. This is so now I say we got 5 years to go. So go ahead, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you. Go and help you 6 years and now go ahead. But thank you.
Can I
Call
come
us 763 number. Go ahead. 763, you're next, please. Last caller.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Toad.
Oh, jeez. It like they're calling each other to line up. Go ahead.
Wow.
All right. Thank you. Hello to the panelists. Look, I think our Louis Arthur Ground School of Law graduate, he's trying to explain the law to us. So we got to pay key attention.
You're coming on Terry again tonight. So that Terry, the law school.
That Terry law, you talking about as well, or as well. The people that you say the people ultra fast, the beyond the authority, he's trying to explain it. But the thing I found funny is that people in there now is finally admitting that Joseph Boakai is behind this. He's saying that politics never be there. Joseph Boakai is a nightmare. So he's clearly telling us this mafia-like president that we have is purely like the hidden hand, who can take picture and put a hand in their coat, telling you that he can do things with black hand. You don't even know they can be working in the shadows. That's what Joseph Boakai is doing. And Terry has admitted it tonight. He's the nightmare. He come overnight and do things clandestinely to try to circumvent the democratic process of our country. And they're cheering for him. But let me just say this, if anything happens in that country, nobody should look for us to give sympathy to anybody. If you act like a thug and people come and treat you like a thug, nobody should say, oh, what's going on is not right, people should calm down. No. If you're rooting for the man now, you must root for him. You shoot on the other foot.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to call and make that point. Thank you for taking my
Thank you. Thank you. These are all termites sedition. Their comments are for themselves. They are not a comment of LPR, but we have a freedom here for people to express themselves. Again, Victor Smith, Honorable Victor Smith, I want to thank you very much. I think, Jared, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Let me come down to the CEO. He tough Tabata all.
But CEO, you know that a job.
No. Listen to himself. Maybe listen to yourself. Ellen Johnson, the former president of the Republic of Liberia, if she knew who Boakai was, that Boakai was not competent, then why she choosing to be a running mate? And they led the country for 12 years. So you just shot yourself in the foot.
Thank you.
Boakai ran. If you felt that Boakai was not doing a good job, then with the time she was running for the second time, she could have said, you know what, I can't take you for the second time. But I ran the country for 12 years. So
12 years. Thank you, Jared.
Hold on 1 second, please. Can I get 2 seconds?
Yeah, go ahead.
The last time Mr. Smith appeared on the show, he said something that resonated with me. And I think I talked. I said, let Mr. Smith come back on the show. We need to talk to him. He said something. And I hope I'll quote him right. He say those that step in the water or those that start the organization, they're not part of the organization. So those who come in, they do not know the real agenda. If maybe I'm gonna make some words in there, but I know he said it on the show.
Original people are not there.
Okay, thank you.
Newcomers,
Those are who start. Okay, fine. So you said it and it resonated with me.
Now your LU part of what you use your top back there. When you come and bring it again.
No.
Nobody stopped you from running away from LU.
So he said this thing and it resonated with me. The people who were in that Sony One water, who know the genesis, how the SNS came to power, who have the agenda. Now those who have the agenda, they are being ostracized or they're not in the position, who didn't know it, and he make a good point. And from that time, I said we got to bring him back on the show and let him explain more on the issues to elaborate.
John Monu.
So I know what you said when you came on the show the last time. So when somebody come on our show, I take notes and I refer to you. I said we should bring you back on the show. I mean, we might have a different view, but we all love Liberia. Nobody loves Liberia more than ourselves. It's our country. We got nowhere. It's our country. Even they say you're American citizen. You know what they look in your passport? What they say? They plate of birth. Where? Liberia. Yeah?
Labor, can I respond quickly to Elvis' statement?
Yeah, go ahead.
Elvis need to understand, I'm not a lawyer.
Oh.
But majority of my prediction, my analysis on this show came to pass. I told you that the Supreme Court will rule on Article 33. It happened. I told you when the budget hit the horse, it's a checkmate. You guys were on the show, you were laughing. You say, oh, Terry, that. Most of what I predicted that will happen have already happened. I told you that when the budget hit the horse, it will be a checkmate. And today we're talking about new speaker in the hall running all over the place, jumping around. I told you again that the Supreme Court will rule in a way it will not favor either side. And then you still telling me that I don't have to be a lawyer, but I'll read from history. We analyze from the past and we compare notes with what we expect to happen in the future. If you're a student of politics, you're supposed to be reading more about what happened in the past so you can know exactly what will happen in your country in the future. So you'll continue to be laughing. My tamakot, I will have my little tamakot, we'll put a curtain on it. It's tamakot in what a very oral. Yeah, that's just
we'll flat behind the chair.
Yeah. Okay.
The flag is behind the chair.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. I hope to have you on here. No, Mr. So please, I see you. Besides that, I'm a board chair, so I got power more than you. Don't kind of,
Stop flexing your muscles, Samson. Stop that.
No, you didn't have a bad dream. You didn't have a bad dream.
You see, Mr. So is real. He's not like you. He's real.
Okay, the show come to an end now. You're coming to. But anyway, Mr. Smith, hopefully we'll have you here one-on-one, either with the CEO or myself, so that we'll pick your brain on a lot of issues.
No, he wants to be part of this team conversation, and I know one-on-one business. Why you always want to be the fixer of things?
Speak for yourself.
So you call my name. So I'm not part of you. You're my son.
But so I'll be hanging out with you on Wednesday.
Great.
Oh,
in fact, there should be a guest joining me. Hopefully, I will confirm that tomorrow. Hopefully, we're from Liberia. And if that happens, maybe only Jerry and Terry will come. I'm not going to have the Liberal on. He's not going to be part of my program.
No, bring him on.
But how you stop the boat chair? As a CEO will stop the boat chair.
But your man Dixon Sibo wanted to come on. You want to allow? Dixon Sibo.
But he don't want coming.
Dixon Sibo?
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go. Mr. Holt. The man is a former honorable. Let's give him. Let him do a late closing. So let's give him.
Finish closing. The man finish. Jared, the man finish closing.
He coming for where your co-host
I have closed. I'm just here now listening to.
He never listen.
All the
Mr.
wisdom.
Mr. Smith, this is what I go through every night, every day with this guy, your garden. That's who he is. I mean, he will never change.
Yeah,
He
whatever.
served our country. Let's give him the respect, Mr. Smith.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mr. Smith, you want to close again?
No, I've closed. I've closed.
Okay. All right. Sorry
Yeah.
about
There are
it.
a lot of
All
burning
right.
issues.
Thank you
Yeah.
for coming.
Okay, Mr. Smith, please, yeah, be careful over there. I know things are very difficult. Every time when people driving the long distances and things like that, think about your own sacrifice and what these people are doing. I know they're very painful because you that I know putting a lot in this country as far as I'm concerned. But to see it, want to, and not.
These are the authentic, real Liberian who have the country at heart. Please come on every day. These are the people that are keeping this network by. Despite with the liberal and Jerry with their ridiculous things on this network.
So what happened? What happened if you're gonna do that? Then why you can put the other person on too? Where is she?
Let me see. Okay, wait. Let me put it on.
No, not that one. Not that one. That the one I want.
So what I was right. What we right on for? That's what you're looking for.
All right, folks. We enjoyed ourselves. I mean,
Okay,
I
beg to leave you now, Mr. So. I will hang up with you on Wednesday.
Sounds good. Sounds good. If possible, we'll do it much sooner. Set. We'll not wait. We're 8 o'clock at 7:30. We're gonna do it. Samson, we're not hearing you. All right. Good night.
Good night.
I will be on. Good night. Good night, Mr. Speck. Good night. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Good night, folks. Okay. Again, folks, Samson told Labrador Public Radio. Jerry, thank you very much. Terry, thanks a lot as well. Again, folks, Samson told, I know we went over a little bit tonight, but I want to thank all of you that call in, those of you that write in. Ma Esther, thank you. Ma Fatima, thank you. Brigable, of course. Lots of you here tonight been writing. We appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. It's a wonderful thing to have you on here again. Thank you very much. We'll say good night to all of you. Again, Samson to Labrador Public Radio. Good night, folks.
Sweet. Baba.